In just a few weeks, we're going to be celebrating, and yeah, I do mean celebrating, our 5th anniversary moving to the Philippines. Now, you would have seen the title of the video on the thumbnail asking if the Philippines has lost its luster. And yeah, after 5 years living here, it would be so easy to forget about all of the awesome things about living in the Philippines and launch into a montage of all of the not so fun things that come with living here. Welcome back to the G5 Philippines channel and another talk about life here in the Philippines. And just a quick disclaimer, this is not a rant. Please just hang with me to the end. I promise there's a moral to this story. So, this whole train of thought is coming from my efforts to renew my driver's license over the last 7 days. 7 days. Now, I'm not going to get into all of that because I'm in the middle of making a separate video on the whole LTO driver's license renewal process. So, not so fun things. Processes. Bureau of Immigration processes. Maintaining our visas processes. Processes for getting our driver's license. Processes for reporting our marriage and the birth of our kids so that they can get their proper citizenship, and in our case, their U.S. Social Security number and passports. Living abroad comes with a lot of processes. And other not so fun things like waking up in the mornings to construction. This morning I woke up to the sound of chainsaws clearing the lot next to us for a new house build. And you thought I was going to say roosters crowing. Traffic. Whether we live in a metro city or in a rural city, traffic is always going to be a bummer. And where we live, we may not be subjected to sitting for hours in diesel exhaust fumes, but we still have to deal with our own congested traffic with all of the bicycles, motorcycles, tricycles, and other vehicles. Then, utilities. Dealing with ongoing power outages from 5 minutes to 5 hours to all-day power outages. And sometimes we get an advance notice on Facebook, but not always. And internet. And by the way, I'm actually not complaining on that now, just to say that internet service has been unreliable at times. And then we got foods, or the lack of foods, the lack of types of foods in the grocery store, and the lack of our favorite restaurants. What I would do for a sit-down Tex-Mex meal right now. I'm from Texas. And it's always hot. Now, I do love the year-round climate here. That's not my complaint. But the thing is, most places of business do not run air conditioning. And even when they do, they set the thermostat to like 80 degrees or something, and it's hot inside, hotter inside than it is outside because there's no breeze. All right, so enough with the crybaby stuff. Has the Philippines lost its luster in 5 years? Maybe, but maybe not. Just hang with me, I'm going somewhere with this. Now, you know how it is, we buy a new car, and oh, how sweet it is for the first couple of years. And then a ding here, a mechanical issue there, and slowly we get over that new car feeling. It's the same with a lot of things. That new car smell starts to wear off. The mystery and adventure of moving our life to this exotic tropical paradise with all of the romance we create in our minds slowly diminishes. Such is life. So, as I mentioned a minute ago, as I'm leaving the LTO office this morning and thinking about this being the 5th trip over there, just trying to renew my license. Meanwhile, I'm following behind a tricycle going about 1 mile per hour, and he's refusing to let me pass by. All the while, I'm craving for a big, fat monster biscuit layered with sausage, bacon, ham, egg, and cheese on this massive butter-baked biscuit with no possible way to get one. So yeah, it's hard not to give in to the aggravation and wonder just ever so slightly about our decision to move over here. So how's that for a dose of reality? And let me be honest, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I'm not going to turn my frown upside down. The truth is, we chose to move here. We choose to stay here. And while everything I'm saying is true, if I really don't like it, then I can choose to go back to the U.S. But as we all know, anywhere we choose to live is going to come with its own set of pros and cons. So no, the Philippines has not lost its luster. The reasons we moved here are still firmly in place. Now, I can't talk about all of the not so fun stuff and then not bring it back around. I love living in the Philippines. I truly love my life. I love the pace of living here. I love the culture. I love the smell of the ocean breeze. I love the coconut trees that line the streets. I love picking fresh mango or fresh bananas right off the tree. I love looking at the mountains behind us and walking along the ocean on the boulevard. I love our simple little house and our simple little lifestyle. So yeah, we have no plans of leaving the Philippines. But I do want to share a revelation that I had earlier this afternoon. And again, being transparent, I really ran myself through the questions, asking, or actually more reminding myself of the reasons we chose to move to the Philippines in the first place. And then suddenly that list of reasons completely obliterates my little crybaby episode. So here's my revelation. I think a lot of what is happening in society around the world is a result of people losing their sense of purpose. And I'll turn this to myself and say that sometimes I get caught up with, my work, the headaches, and as uncomfortable as I am saying this out loud, I have to remind myself what the end game is. As a husband and father, my number one primary purpose is to be the foundation supporting my family, as well as the covering protecting my family. And I think a lot of people lose sight of what their purpose is. Young kids who don't know what they want to be, all the way to mature adults who might still not know what they want to be. So we get caught up in whatever entertains us. We lose our sense of being, our sense of purpose, and ultimately our sense of direction. That end game that I mentioned. I'm no psychologist, nor do I play one on YouTube, but I do believe that a lot of our societal problems can be traced back to the lack of purpose. There is nothing that compares to the gratification we feel when we have served someone, helped someone, mentored someone. There's nothing that can give us a sense of contentment more than fulfilling our true purpose, our calling. But I want to stay on track here and make the point that it's okay to have a bad day. It's even okay to sort of wallow in it, but we got to shake it off, thank the Lord for all our blessings, and make lemonade out of those lemons. For guys living abroad, whether here in the Philippines or wherever, we need to hold on to our passions. Look for ways to extend ourselves to help people out. Contribute to our local community. And I'm not necessarily talking about money. I'm talking about contributing of ourselves. Make a difference. So today, I get back to the house, I go into my air-conditioned workspace, sit down with my iced coffee, lean back in my chair, and take a little nap. And then when I woke up, I downed the rest of my coffee, I look at my cell phone, and I see that I've received a text from the LTO office that they are back online. So now I can make my sixth trip, number 6, back over there and finally get my driver's license renewal process done. So guys, maybe this talk was only for me, but hopefully you'll find some inspiration. If not for yourself, maybe you know somebody who needs some encouragement. Reach out to them, be a friend. All right, so that's my thought for today. Thanks for hanging out with me for a minute. Have a great day, and we'll see us in the next episode. Bye for now.